Good morning, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us here on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree. We appreciate you joining us, and we hope you're having a good Tuesday so far. Right now, we're going to go live to San Antonio, where a groundbreaking is happening at the Alamo for a new exhibition hall and collections building. This is a part of the expansion that's happening at the Alamo. It's part of the rejuvenation there. Speakers will include the San Antonio Mayor Ron Nierenberg, as well as Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and State Land Commissioner George Peebush. Let's take a listen now as this event gets underway again about the expansion happening at the Alamo.
Good morning. Today, as we stand out here, or sit out here, in the shadow of the Alamo, we must remember that 185 years ago, brave men stood and fought against tyranny. These two structures that we have here have stood the test of time. They have been witnesses to history, both glorious and tragic. And today, once again, they will witness something great. I am going to read the oration that was done by Juan Seguin at one of the largest funeral pyres. And I will recite it in Spanish, and Adam will do it in English. It was published in the Telegraph and Texas Register on April 4th, 1837. And so, with that, I will start. Compañeros de armas, estos restos que hemos tenido el honor de conducir en nuestros hombros son de los valientes héroes que murieron en el Álamo. Sí, mis amigos, ellos prefirieron 1000 veces morir que rendirle servicio al yugo del tirano. ¡Qué ejemplo tan brillante! Digno de anotarse en las páginas de la historia. El genio de la libertad parece estarlo viendo en su elevado trono, desde donde, con el semblante halagüeño, nos señala diciendo: ahí tenéis a vuestros hermanos, Travis, Bowie, Crockett y otros, varios a quienes su valor los coloca en el número de mis héroes. Sí, soldados y conciudadanos, estos son los entes meritorios a quienes el revés de la fortuna en la presente campaña entregó sus cuerpos a la ferocia de sus enemigos, los cuales bárbaramente, semejándolos a los brutos, fueron atados de pies y arrastrados hasta este punto donde fueron reducidos a cenizas. Yo os convido a que, poniendo por testigo los venerables restos de nuestros dignos compañeros, digamos al mundo entero: Texas será libre, independiente, o perecemos con gloria en los combates.
Good morning. I will now read the speech in English. Companions in arms, these remains, which we have the honor of carrying on our shoulders, are those of the valiant heroes who died in the Alamo. Yes, my friends, they preferred to die 1,000 times rather than submit themselves to the tyrant's yoke. What a brilliant example, deserving of being noted in the pages of history. The spirit of liberty appears to be looking out from its elevated throne with its pleasing mind and point to us, saying, there are your brothers, Travis, Bowie, Crockett, and others, whose valor places them in the ranks of my heroes. Yes, soldiers and citizens, these are the worthy beings who, by the twist of fate, during the present campaign, delivered their bodies to the ferocity of their enemies, who, barbarously treated as beasts, were bound by their feet and dragged to this spot, where they were reduced to ashes. The venerable remains of our worthy companions as witnesses, I invite you to declare to the entire world, Texas shall be free and independent, or we shall perish in glorious combat. Colonel Juan Seguin, Comandante San Antonio de Bejar, Army of the Republic of Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, and gracias to our senior curator and to Adam Dominguez for those readings. Well, today we are celebrating an important milestone in our ongoing work to restore and revitalize the Alamo as we break ground on the new exhibition hall and collections building. Before we get started, please rise for the National Anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. Right now, I would love to recognize some of our distinguished guests this morning. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is here with us today. Texas Land Commissioner George P. Bush. Senator Donna Campbell. Representative Ken King. San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. Bexar County Commissioner Trish DeBerry. Councilman Mario Bravo. Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores is also here. Also, Alamo Trust Chairman Welcome Wilson. And board member Hope Andrade. And a very special thanks to the 323rd Fort Sam's own Army Band and the students of the FM Studios Music School who provided entertainment during breakfast. Thank you all. Well, as we all know, today is a significant milestone for the Alamo Plan, one of many yet to come. Our guests today represent an unprecedented partnership, including the Texas Legislature, our General Land Office, Bexar County, the City of San Antonio, and the private sector, all working together to honor and preserve one of the most sacred places in our history, and to ensure that its stories are told for generations to come. Before we break ground today, you're going to hear from each of these partners to learn more about this particular building and how it fits in our larger plan for the Alamo. We will first hear from the leaders of our city, county, and state, beginning with County Commissioner Trish DeBerry. A passionate community leader, Commissioner DeBerry works tirelessly to improve transportation, make government more efficient, and boost the quality of life for South Texas residents. After decades of experience as a television reporter, anchor, and producer, she launched her own public relations agency, helping clients advance their work on issues ranging from water sustainability to public education and other areas. In her short tenure on the Commissioner's Court, Commissioner DeBerry has also demonstrated her strong commitment to the Alamo Plan. Commissioner DeBerry.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm going to inject a little energy into this crowd. What a great day it is to be a San Antonian and a Texan, correct? Yes. My goodness, as a native San Antonian who was born and raised here, the Alamo is near and dear to my heart. I remember touring the Alamo as a young child in school, and so, you know, I've had a lot of passion surrounding this project. So the fact that we are celebrating success today and not necessarily controversy is a step in the right direction, correct? Yes. So I am so happy to be here on behalf of Bexar County Judge Nelson Wolff and my fellow colleagues on the Commissioner's Court, including Rebecca Clay Flores, who is here, because this is a significant day. As we prepare to break ground on the Exhibition Hall and Collections Building, you know, I want to say really the theme of the day today is partnership and collaboration, because we would not be here today without that. So I want to recognize some significant folks. Number one, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. Thank you so much for, yeah, we need that round of applause and a couple of others, for not only your deep and abiding passion for Texas history, and specifically the Alamo. And by the way, if you all have not seen the diorama in his office at the Capitol, you need to go. I've only seen it during the video or whatever, so I need to schedule an appointment, Governor, to go by and see that. But we would not have the money appropriated for this biennium in the Texas legislature without you. $50+ million is significant, and you have promised there is more to come in the next legislative session. So yes, I'm going to hold you to that, absolutely. To Commissioner George P., thank you so much. You and I've worked on this project in the private sector, so you and I have had a front row seat into the twists and turns associated with this project, and you have been, throughout it all, a stalwart champion, a supporter, an advocate. And there again, we would not be here today without you. So thank you very much for that. To Mayor Ron Nuremberg, you know, we are partners at the county with you at the city. And I want to congratulate you and thank you for stepping up and making a difficult decision and having the fortitude to make a change in leadership when it needed to happen. Because there again, we would not have been able to propel this project forward without, you know, really guts and determination associated with that. Not to mention what you did with the city bond regarding appropriating money for the first phase of the Alamo renovation. So kudos to you. And I would be very remiss if I did not thank some very formidable women on this project, okay? Number one, starting with Hope Andrade, if you were here. I know you're at the front row. Yes, thank you. Kate Rogers, yeah, who's done a remarkable job, Lori Houston, and Rebecca Clay Flores, who's a part of this too, and really Rebecca Villagran, who was appointed by the mayor to this. Let me just tell you, nothing gets done without women at the helm, okay? Yes, just going to make sure that that's known. Never underestimate the power and the fortitude of big brains that come to the table. And we would not be here today without us coming together, because I remember sitting at a table talking about where we would go, next steps associated with this. And we are here today because of that. So thank you for your leadership, and we will continue to forge that path. So when I talked about the fact that today is all about partnerships and collaboration, I mean that, because the Alamo is really a shared history across the state. Not just in San Antonio, although I'll be honest with you, we like to lay claim to it because geographically the Alamo is in our city, correct? But all Texans love the Alamo. And so we have a duty and we have an honor to really make this a better experience. And today is really the first step to that. While Bexar County is the newest member of this partnership, now, because of where we have stepped up, we are the perfect trifecta. It is the city, now the county, and the state. We knew as the project turned a corner and really turned a page regarding inclusiveness, diversity, you know, what we were doing regarding just trying to be able to build consensus. And I talk about the fact all the time that the success of this project and where we are today is because we never saw, we did see consensus or the ability to build consensus as a failure instead of seeing it as a success. And so what we see today is consensus has bred success. So I want to thank you for everybody who's here that's helped with that. So the county, as we turned that page, decided, you know what? We're not going to sit on the sidelines anymore. We're going to get in the game. We're going to appropriate $25 million to the museum. $5 million a year for 5 years, which is not insignificant. but we also had some caveats associated with that. That meant that there had to be a matching private donation raised associated with that $25 million, and that my colleague in the court, Rebecca Clay Flores, and myself needed to have a seat at the table regarding history, the museum, etc. So we look forward to more robust conversations associated with the county at the table. Betty Boucher, who's our historian with the county, is here too, or whatever. So there's some significant and robust history and research associated with that we think that we can bring to the table. So we have skin in the game, we're at the table, and we're happy to have been able to leverage the state money. Lastly, I want to tell you that really this is still the #1 tourist site in Texas. I mean, we compete, you know, it's a good thing to have. I mean, there's a friendly competition between the Riverwalk and the Alamo, right? It's like #1, #2, it goes back and forth. But whatever, who is #1 and who is #2, the Alamo is significant to the state of Texas. And as we look at coming through this recovery regarding COVID, and it's nice that we can celebrate today because we had been through a devastating time and we are still working through some very, very difficult times. But the path to recovery is really where we're going regarding economic development and cultural tourism. And this is a big step in the right direction. The museum, which we appropriated those monies for, will mean $12 billion in economic impact, 8,100 jobs, $600 million in tax revenue to this great state. But most importantly, I'm going to go back to my first point. Today is about partnerships and collaborations and setting aside differences, which I wish we would see more often, no matter what the policy is, because today is about success and what that means. So this historic site moving forward will no longer be an underwhelming experience. It will be more meaningful and it will be more memorable for both tourists and locals alike. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today, and God bless Texas.
Thank you, Commissioner DeBerry, for your very impassioned speech and all the work that you've done on behalf of the county and for the Alamo. It is such a beautiful location, and as those of us here from the area, I mean, we can't wait to see what the next few years are going to bring to this area, to these gardens, and how much more beautiful and regal they're going to be. So we are looking forward to all of the things that you're doing on the political side to make everything happen. So thank you all. Next, we're going to hear from our mayor, Ron Nirenberg.
Good morning. I'll echo Trish's sentiments. This is an exciting day for San Antonians, for Texans, for Alamo aficionados around the world. It's not a small feat to have a shovel in the middle of the Alamo. We all understand the gravity of doing that. The groundbreaking for the Alamo Exhibition Hall and Collections Building is a major step forward for our community and for this Alamo plan, which we've been talking about now for what, 4 decades? The beginning of this construction project is literal proof that the Alamo plan is now becoming a reality. We've been working for years to pave the way for much needed improvements, preserving the Alamo and ensuring that all visitors will be able to enjoy this historic shrine in the respectful context that it deserves. As you've heard and you've read many times over, we've encountered our fair share of bumps in the road during this process. As you would imagine, one of the most complex and contested piece of real estate in Texas to deliver. We've adapted when necessary. That's what we do. The Alamo, though, is too important to neglect, and the plan is essential for ensuring its place in the future. The Alamo plan, as it exists today, will guide us to our desired results, always with an eye to the future that this site is too important to let go. That's been our mantra, and that's what we stick to. The City of San Antonio is committed to seeing the plan through to its fruition with our partners at the General Land Office and the state of Texas, and we thank you greatly. The Alamo has been long a center of community activity in San Antonio and represents not just the spirit of our city, but the spirit of Texas and the spirit of our great nation. We honor the Alamo story today by starting the construction of this facility, which will improve the visitor experience in a dramatic way. The museum itself will provide visitors with a greater understanding of this sacred site, helping all of us to understand the many stories regarding the Alamo. The Alamo Exhibition Hall, which you'll soon hear more details about, in the Collections Building, will provide the type of respectful presentation of the Alamo's history that the site deserves. And the Alamo's rich history, as you know, will be represented in full. And that is essential for our diverse city and the state of Texas. The full story of the Alamo illustrates San Antonio's history as well as the formation of our great city as we know it today. And it is challenging. But after all this work and all this struggle to get to this point, I'm sure you would join me and everyone up here in saying that we are excited to be part of this historic day. This is another important moment on the timeline of Alamo history, and the exhibition hall will ensure that future visitors will be given the best experience possible as they learn about one of the most important and historic sites in our nation and in the world. So thank you very much, and let's get underway.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Next, we're going to hear from Texas Land Commissioner George P. Bush. Well, San Antonians know George P. Bush as a native Texan, Rice graduate, UT Law School alum, and he is also a Navy Reserve veteran who served in Afghanistan, a private capitalist, and a public servant. Commissioner Bush serves as co-chair of the partnership Restoring and Honoring the Alamo. He has literally worked on this project every day since taking office, and thanks to his leadership, the Alamo has benefited from an unprecedented level of state support. Commissioner Bush.
Thank you, Sarah, for the kind introduction, and thank you, everybody, for coming out on what is an important milestone in the 1836 plan. I want to first thank Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, your fearless leader in the halls of the Senate that helped to champion $50 million for what we are about to witness today. But for your passion for Texas history, we wouldn't be here convening on a special day and a special moment. Mayor Nurnberg, I won't forget your partnership from day one. I've been on the watch for about 7 years, but since you've been elected, you've put your heart and your political capital on the line to make sure that we press forward with this plan. And I won't forget what you have put forward on behalf of your constituents and the people of Texas. Commissioner, you know, with the county stepping up with your capital commitment, I guess that earns you a speaking slot in an event like this. But in all seriousness, we're thankful that Judge Wolf and your fellow commissioners have come forward with real money, beyond just talk. And so I not only want to thank the three of you, but your staff who have done such an incredible job. Welcome. Your real estate expertise has really come through, because as the mayor said, this is the most complicated real estate deal you'll find in the state of Texas. And Hope, we've got a project for you on the Riverwalk that we're going to be presenting to you to bring more constituents to the grounds of the Alamo. And so we thank you and the Alamo Management Committee for all that you do, and Kate as well, a new officer at the helm. We thank you so much. One other individual that hasn't been mentioned but that needs to be mentioned is our friend Phil Collins. Phil Collins, those of you who may not know, is a famous British pop icon who really, if you think about it, kick-started this whole project because he dedicated what is known to be the largest collection, the private collection of Alamo-related artifacts. And he dedicated it to you, the people of Texas, based on one condition: that within 8 years we build a facility that showcases this for the people of Texas, for the children of Texas, for military veterans, for those that wear the uniform. And so the clock was ticking 7 years ago, and I think we just got it in the nick of time. But Phil Collins couldn't join us today, but he will join us a year from now when we complete this facility. My role today is to talk a little bit more about the building itself, because it'll be nothing short of remarkable. We have Phil Collins exhibit about 400 direct artifacts from the battle itself, which brings the millions of visitors and tourists to the grounds of the Alamo every day. But people don't know that about 2,000 artifacts and documents are maintained by the state of Texas, the General Land Office, the Texas Historic Commission, that also haven't seen the light of day for many years. And this 10,000 square foot facility will allow us to exhibit that to all Texans in all walks of life. In total, we'll have about 24,000 square feet, which will also allow us to store and conserve many of these documents, and will allow for scholarship to bring thinkers, historians, and leaders from around the world to talk about what exactly happened here, which I would argue is the most important military event in the state of Texas history. And so we will envision a time when millions of tourists come to visit the two remaining historic features from the compound in 1836. They will have a chance, of course, to spend lots of money at the gift shop, but they will also be able to come back to the Alamo collection and exhibition building to learn more about what happened during the siege itself. In a few moments, we will break out a shovel on the grounds of the Alamo, but more importantly, this is just one milestone for the continuation of the 1836 plan. In a few years, we will unveil a museum and visitor center space, Texas-sized, to welcome people from all over the world to better enjoy their history. And so we thank you for coming out and for your participation today. And let us never forget to remember the Alamo. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Bush. And up next, please welcome former Texas Secretary of State and current chair of the Alamo Management Committee and board member of the Alamo Trust, Ms. Hope Andrade.
Good morning. Sarah, thank you so much for agreeing to serve as our Mistress of Ceremonies. You always make us so proud. Thank you. And on behalf of our chair, Welcome Wilson, and the Alamo Trust Board, thank you all for joining us for this groundbreaking event. We're honored and grateful to have one of the Alamo's greatest advocates, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, here with us this morning, knowing that you have a very busy schedule, so thank you. You know, we've heard that he's been in love with the Alamo since he was a child, wearing his Davy Crockett coonskin cap. And that love was certainly confirmed during his first visit to the Alamo as a broadcaster. And from that moment on, his commitment to the Alamo only deepened. Lieutenant Governor Patrick has served Texas and the Alamo throughout his public life, seeking to repair the church and Long Barrack and reclaim the footprint of the original fort as much as possible. With his vision and tireless advocacy, he has secured the funding from the state of Texas for the new exhibition hall and collections building. Lieutenant Governor Patrick, we are so honored to have you with us today to commemorate this groundbreaking. Please join me in welcoming Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick of the great state of Texas. Before you take the podium, will you pinch me to make sure this is real?
It's real. I told the mayor I know it's San Antonio, not San Antone, but San Antone is how the writer penned the following. And it will help tell the story of how Phil Collins got so involved in this project. He and I are the same age. We discovered the Alamo back in the mid-50s watching Walt Disney when there were only 3 channels and everyone watched Walt Disney on Sunday night. And we first saw the story of Davy Crockett and the Alamo. And he's heard these lyrics, I know, at least 100 times or more. He's a great songwriter. He probably wishes he had written this one. But in the southern part of Texas, in the town of San Antonio, there's a fortress all in ruin that the weeds have overgrown. And you can look in vain for crosses, and you'll never find a one. But sometimes, between the setting and the rising of the sun, you'll hear a lonesome bugle as the men go marching by. You can almost hear them answer to the roll call in the sky. Colonel Travis and Davy Crockett, 180 more, and Captain Dickinson and Jim Bowie, President accounted for. Back in 1836, Houston said to Travis, get some men and go and fortify the Alamo. So they came from Texas and Old Tennessee. They came to fight for freedom, for men to be free. Texicans with squirrel guns and men with muzzle loaders stood together heel and toe to defend the Alamo. You may never see your loved ones, Travis told them that day. Those who want to, you can leave. Those who wish to fight to the death, let them stay. So in the line, in the sand, he drew a line with his army saber. And out of 185, not one crossed the line. With his banners a-dancing beyond these walls in the early morning light, Santa Anna came prancing on a horse that was black as the night. He sent a messenger to tell Travis to surrender. And Travis answered with a shell, an arousing rebel yell. Santa Anna turned scarlet, played a glalo he wore. I will show them no quarter, every one will be put to the sword. 185, holding back 5,000. 5 days, 6 days, 8 days, 10. Travis held and he held again. He sent for replacements for the wounded and lame, but as we know, the troops that were coming never came. Never came. Twice he charged and blew a recall, but on the third time, Santa Anna's army breached the wall and killed them one and all. The bugles became silent, and over time rust on every sword, and this small band of heroes lie asleep in the arms of the Lord. In the southern part of Texas, there's a town called San Antonio, and like a statue on a pony, a cowboy rides alone, and he sees the cattle grazing where a century before Santa Anna's guns were blazing and the cannons used to roar. And his eyes turned kind of misty, and his heart all aglow for those 13 days of glory at the siege of the Alamo. That was written by an immigrant Jew from Russia, Dmitry Tiomkin, the Ballad of the Alamo. It stayed at the top of the charts in 1960 for 3 or 4 months. Phil Collins, when he came to Texas several years ago, visited me in the office, and I said, how did you become so interested in the Alamo? And he said, you know, I watched Walt Disney, and then when John Wayne made the movie, I saw it at least 100 times. And he said, I said to myself, if I ever get to America, the first place I'm going to go is to the Alamo. And his band then, Genesis, was playing in Dallas, and he hired a limousine to drive down here. And he started collecting. I found out in our discussion that sometimes when I was bidding on things, he was bidding on things. Now I know why I lost, because he's worth a lot of money. He talked about this collection, which was the love of his life, and the fact that he wants to give it to us says something about the story that inspires people, whether they're an immigrant Jew from Russia or whether they're a rock and roll band from England. There's a lot of people trying to rewrite American history today, and the movie was about history. This place is not about a movie. The movies and the documentaries are about history of men who came and fought for freedom against a dictator. Someone said to me, who didn't understand Texas, well, why do you all celebrate the Alamo? You all lost. I said, when you lose a battle, especially when you're outnumbered, that's where you see real bravery. That's when you know you're really fighting for something important. Most of the men at the Alamo had little to nothing except their grasp on freedom and their grasp on liberty and hope for a new future. Commissioner Bush said that this, without doubt, is the greatest battle in the history of Texas, along with San Jacinto, of course, the victory. It's actually one of the greatest battles in the history of the country because it opened up the West. It changed America. So, Phil Collins, I know he'll be proud today when we put that shovel in the sand, because for him, it started back in 55 or 56, like it did for me and some of you who are old enough to remember. This is who we are. You know, Mayor and Commissioner, Senator Campbell is here, everyone who's helped on this project. This is who Texas is. This is who America is. The battle here was just like the Founding Fathers fought. For 6 years or so, George Washington didn't win many battles, if any. But eventually they were victorious. And those Alamo defenders saw what happened there, and it replayed itself here. I think we've seen the best of Texas come together on this project, as everyone has said. Mayor, you've been outstanding. Commissioner, thank you for coming in. And by the way, we're not in for $50 million. We wrote that check. We already wrote a check for $139 million. So we're in nearly $200 million at the state level. And Commissioner Bush, and welcome, and Kate, Hope, I made a commitment. I think the final number is going to be another $300 million, that we're all in at the state level to do that. And when we convene in 2023, Lord willing, we'll make sure that other $200 million or so is in the budget, and then whatever we need to clean up, Donna, we'll finish the budget. Because I don't want this project to wait on having to raise $200 or $300 million. That's a big lift. Doesn't mean we don't want some people to help, but we're going to get the job done, and we have to do it right. Because what we do will stand here for the next 100, 200, 300 years. We were all on the ground floor. The best of Texas. Politics pushed to the side. Didn't matter who was a Democrat, who was a Republican, who was a conservative, who was a liberal, who was a moderate. They weren't discussing politics inside these walls back in 1836. They were just standing side by side fighting for this soon-to-be state in this country, expanding west. And we stand here today in unison. Not as brave as they were, but as committed to liberty and freedom for Texas, for America, and as we see in the news headlines today, for all the world. So that's why this story is important. That's why it's important to Phil Collins. That's why it's important to me and everyone involved in the project, and all of you who are here. So I'm just delighted and honored to be a part of it. For a kid who grew up with that Davy Crockett hat in the city of Baltimore, I moved here 40 years ago. This is a big deal for me. It's a great honor. As I like to say, we've added the new census out, we've added about 11 million people in the last 20 years to Texas. But as I like to say, no one's moved here. They arrive here and Texas moves into them. And that's what happens. When you go around the world and you travel, people say, where are you from? You don't say America, you say Texas. No one says Rhode Island or Wyoming. No one knows where those places are. So thank you for letting me be a part of this today. I'm greatly honored. God bless you. God bless the great state of Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for your vision and your tireless work. Now, I'd like to move on to the ceremonial moment that we've all been waiting for to make this official today. I'd like to invite our distinguished panel of speakers to pick up some shovels, move some dirt, break some ground. Whoops. And we're done with the microphone too. Okay. And also welcome Wilson and Kate Rogers to come on up.
Either one. Put this in. No. Get the guitar stand. Yeah.
Plug's going to go down there.
Hi there, everybody. Will Dupree again here in the KXAN live studio. Thank you all for watching our live stream as we've seen the groundbreaking happening there at the expansion at the Alamo facility in San Antonio. We'll have more information about this available on our website, kxan.com, and on the KXAN News app. So please download that when you have a chance to do so. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here another time with other updates throughout the day. Everybody, please be safe, stay healthy, and take care out there.